Welcome to All Right for the Holidays, brought to you by Georgia's Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities.
Hello and welcome to All Right for the Holidays, brought to you by Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. For me, the holidays are some of the happiest and most exciting times of the year, but you know, for some people, the holidays deliver a big old package of unhappy stress. But maybe, just maybe, this year, it doesn't have to be that way. I'm Adam Baum, and for the next 30 minutes, Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities will share some tips on how we can be all right for the holidays. You'll get a lot of ideas on how to maintain a positive outlook and not be overwhelmed. We also have an amazing guest appearance I think you're going to love. DBHDD is a network of community providers offering treatment and support services to help people with behavioral health challenges, including substance abuse and mental health throughout the state of Georgia. Additionally, DBHDD is leading the state opioid response, which is critical to helping to curb the opioid epidemic. But they can't do it alone. It takes a village. And we'll talk a little today about the many initiatives they have underway and how you can help in the effort. So let's get going. The self-care top 5 you can use over the holiday and even year-round to cope with the stresses life brings and avoid the pitfalls that do us harm. What do you say we get things started now?
Counting down the number 5 self-care tip. Get up, get out, get some exercise.
Feeling a little overwhelmed this time of year? Try spending a little more time outdoors, especially in green spaces. That can lower stress while boosting your mood. We're very lucky here in Atlanta to have so many amazing options to get out and get moving. From our parks and trails to the lakes and rivers, there is almost every type of terrain for just about any activity level, with destinations ranging from skilled hiker to casual observer, all right here in our backyard. There's plenty of activities that will get you out, get you feeling your best, and keep that body in motion. Sometimes being cooped up with family during the holidays can be overwhelming. Take some time for yourself by going for a walk or run. This is also a great way to get some exercise.
Hi, I'm Judy Fitzgerald, Commissioner of the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. I know 2020 has challenged each of us in so many ways. I think we've all experienced a full range of emotions, from concern and confusion to dismay and occasional delight. We've been exhausted and encouraged. It's been a year of heartbreak and of hope. And as we enter this holiday season, we know it's going to be anything but traditional. We know for some there will be connections and joy, but for others, the holiday season may be more difficult. My hope for you is this, is that you will find a way to practice self-care. You might be worried about friends or loved ones that are feeling isolated, sad, stressed, or anxious. It's important to be on the lookout for signs of distress, but the best way to help is make sure you're taking care of yourself first. I know for me, my morning walk brings fresh air, brings reflection, and brings preparation for the day. This helps me feel like I'm getting ready for what's ahead. I wish for you that you give yourself the gift of wellness. It's really the best way to be ready to give for others. On behalf of the entire team at DBHDD, we wish you a healthy and peaceful holiday season. Thank you.
The number 4 self-care tip, cooking for the fun of it.
And Charlize Johnson joins us today. She is on the Food Network. You may have seen her. She's a competitive baker. She is a North Carolina native, and she is the owner baker of In My Fillings custom cupcake shop in Swanee. And we are so excited to have you here today.
I'm doing great. It's so good to be here. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, I'm so excited to have you. I mean, for a variety of reasons. I know we're going to talk a little bit how baking can be a stress reliever and how much fun it is. And we're going to talk about your career and what brought you to Georgia and opening up a cupcake shop in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, that is brave. That is brave. I know. Lord knows you're probably under some stress. So tell us kind of how that came to be.
I've been baking pretty much my whole life. and Food Network reached out to me about being on Cake Wars back in 2016. I submitted a video. They picked me.
Wow.
On the episode. So that was the first one. And now I'm currently on Holiday Wars. So
see, that is so exciting. I mean, you could have never even planned for that, especially since they reached out to you. Was there any kind of hesitation on your part?
Yes, there always is, just because you have to convince yourself that you're actually capable of doing something like that. But then I said, you know what? If I don't do it, I'll always look back and be like, man, what if I had done? So yeah,
right.
But I'm so thankful and happy I did it.
Right. And why did you want to work with the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities? Not easy for me to say.
Well, I think it's behavioral health is so important, especially during the holidays. And, I just wanted to do anything I could to kind of make people turn away from some of the bad things like alcohol or drugs or things like that. My dad had a history with alcoholism. And unfortunately last year he passed away. His body just gave up because it couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So what can you show us today? You have a big bowl in front of you and it looks like some flour and I don't know. What are you going to show us?
Well, today I'm just going to do like a really simple shortbread cookie recipe.
Okay.
I love it. It's only 4 ingredients. So it's
perfect.
Anyone could do. And it's still just like a buttery, delicious, tasty shortbread.
Okay, so we need butter, sugar.
Yep, 2 sticks of butter, a half a cup of sugar, and now we're going to just add in a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract.
Okay.
After you added in that teaspoon of vanilla, now we're just going to add in 2 cups of all-purpose flour.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's a simple recipe, but it just gives you that sense of accomplishment that you're doing something. You made it from scratch, so it really helps to relieve stress. It's really awesome. And as you can see, I'm just kind of getting in here with my hands because this, honestly, it just helps pull it together the best way. There's no need to refrigerate it before you use it or anything. So that's another reason I love this recipe. And as you can see, I'm kind of forming it into a log, and that's because I'm going to put it in a cookie press.
Okay. Such a fun thing to do with kids, especially.
It is. It really is. So you see, I have the dough loaded into our Christmas cake.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna hopefully shoot out some cookies.
And if somebody didn't have one of these, after they make the log, can they just slice it, or what? How do you recommend they make their shortbread cookies?
They could just make the log and slice it, which may be what I have to do since the press isn't cooperating, right?
Okay, so once we've cut these into little discs.
Yes.
Okay.
Cut into these discs, you can just bake them in a 325-degree preheated oven until they are light brown.
And shortbread cookies, you would not, you don't traditionally decorate them, do you?
I do. I put a little colored sugar on them.
Okay.
I kind of treat them like a sugar cookie, even though they're not. But I'll put a little colored sugar on them just to kind of jazz them up for the holidays. But I just love them because they're just so buttery.
I think it's one of those cookies that people don't know how easy they are to make. Frankly, you don't see a lot of people making them.
Yeah, I'm kind of old school though, so.
I know. Well, homemade is always best. And, when it comes to dealing with stress, especially during the holidays, I really hope that y'all will take advantage of the great recipe and the services that DBHDD offers.
Greetings, I'm Rachel Holloman, Suicide Prevention Director for the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities. Here to wish you a happy holidays and give you some tips for sharing the holidays. With COVID-19, our typical holiday traditions may not be possible this year. So I have some new traditions that you may want to start. Share traditional recipes. While we may have to do it virtually or via Zoom, definitely get on the phone or the FaceTime with your family and share Aunt Patty's apple pie or Grandma's dressing, making sure that you still keep those traditions alive. Another option would be Zoom holidays. Virtually share the holidays with your family while opening presents, exchanging recipes, giving gifts, whatever that may be. Or better yet, host a virtual Secret Santa. Still share those same things that you would share in person, but rather find a way to share them and stay connected in our virtual world right now. We wish you all a happy holidays.
The number 3 self-care tip. Talk it out.
Ryan, good to see you again. Catch me up on how things have been since your last session.
You know what's really hard this year? Not seeing my parents. They're getting up there, you know. This pandemic, I can't do anything.
So, a decoration for your home, Brian. A silver lining. I heard you say that you can't do any of the things that you might normally do for Christmas. Is that really the case, Brian? You can't do any of the things? Maybe what might be more closer to the truth is that you can't do things the way that, all of the things are the way you used to do them, but you can do some really great things. And I know that you won't be able to get together with family the way that you used to, like we talked about before, but you can do FaceTime or Zoom and do the same, say, Christmas Eve traditions that you've done in the past. You can have the kids bake cookies while the grandparents watch. You can have the grandparents maybe read a favorite Christmas story to the kids on FaceTime or Zoom. Or you guys could sing Christmas carols. You could play board games. So look for the silver lining, Brian. You can't do everything that you could in the past. It's wonderful and very thoughtful of you to not want to expose your family members to COVID and to keep everything safe. But just get out of that box, Brian, and try some new creative things that after COVID is all over, you might find that you have some holiday traditions that will be your new things that your family will be excited about doing every year.
Don't be afraid to get honest with family, friends, or a professional counselor or therapist.
Hi, I'm Jill Mays, Director of the Office of Behavioral Health Prevention and Federal Grants at DBHDD. It's that time of the year. My family and I are busy decking the halls for the holidays. My dad is a pastor, and one of his favorite things to do during this time of the year is to proclaim from the pulpit, "'Tis the season to be jolly." And then the congregation replies, "La la 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 la." True, the holidays are supposed to be a time of joy and happiness, but the truth is that for a lot of people, it's a time of sadness and loss. On December 14th, 2013, 2 weeks before Christmas, my mom died. Christmas just hasn't been the same since then. But Christmas was my mom's favorite time of the year. So I know that she'd want me to be somehow untangling these lights, wrapping gifts for the kids, singing all the Christmas carols, and making her famous pineapple cranberry punch. It is delicious. But the one thing that I've learned in dealing with my grief is that hope remains and joy does return. First of all, you have to just trust that grief is part of the process. It's the process that helps us to heal. Experiencing the pain rather than trying to escape it can actually help you feel better in the long run. So while it might be tempting to try to sleep the holidays away, or to numb the pain with alcohol or drugs, temporarily avoiding the pain only prolongs it. Eventually, the holidays will get easier. They did for me, but only if you allow yourself to experience the grief of going through them without your loved one. Give yourself the gift of self-care. Carve out some me time. Next, find a way to honor your loved one's memory. Honoring your loved one can serve as a really tangible reminder that although your loved one is gone, your love for them will never, ever die. Do something kind for others. Even when you're going through your grief, you still have something great to offer the world. Performing a few random acts of kindness can really do good for your spirits. And finally, it's okay to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help if you're struggling right here through the holidays. It's okay not to be okay.
The number 2 self-care tip, cleaning and organizing.
Greetings to all. Happy holidays to you and yours. My name is Mo, and I'm from The Bird Show. I have a special message about mental health during the holidays. Look, the holidays can be stressful for a lot of us. We all know that, but that's okay. The key to dealing with stress is knowing how to deal with stress. Now me, sometimes I exercise, sometimes I talk to friends, sometimes I read a book. But the one thing that I don't feel like people talk about enough when it comes to helping your mental health throughout stressful times is cleaning. I'm telling you, I know, it sounds crazy, but hear me out. Cleaning. I didn't like to clean when I was younger. I hated it. But the thing about it is it helps you for 3 reasons. Number 1, keeps your mind occupied. Gives you something to do. Take you away from all that's going on around you. And you feel a sense of accomplishment when you're finished. You know you've done something good. Number 2, if everything around you presents chaos, then what do you think that does to you within? It's gonna present the same thing. So it's nice to be in a clean environment so that your mind can match your environment. You kind of react to your environment, right? You're a product of your situation. So, if it's clean around you, it's gonna be clean within you. And lastly, this is the most important one, pay attention. The best reason to clean is because it makes your parents happy. Have you ever seen a parent yell at their kid for cleaning? No, you haven't, because it's never happened. They don't yell when you clean. They only yell when you don't. So if your parents are happy, then it's gonna be a little easier for you to be happy. So throughout these stressful times, if they come, throughout the holidays, clean. That's what you should do to increase your mental health and just so that you live in a clean place. Take it from me. Happy holidays, y'all.
Oh, and if you do come across in your cleaning and organizing any old prescription bottles, especially expired, outdated, old, ineffective medicines like pain pills, you can find a drug drop box near you.
Happy holidays from the State Opioid Response Team here in Georgia. Holidays are all about family and friends, and while things may be a little bit different this year, some things remain the same. We're here to remind you that it's important to protect your family by locking away prescription opioids and other pain medications. This is to protect children or pets from accidental ingestion, and also to protect it from those that may misuse drugs. If your doctor has prescribed to you opioids for pain management, don't forget to talk about safe and effective alternatives for longer-term chronic pain management. I also wanted to remind you that you can call the Emotional Support Line or the Georgia Crisis and Access Line if you are feeling overwhelmed. I hope you and your families have a safe, restful, and happy holiday season.
And at number 1, it's music.
Welcome back to the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, all right for the holidays, and our self-care top 5 tips to reduce stress and cope during the holidays. Time for our number 1 of the top 5, and yes, the number 1 self-care is music. If you're a music fan like me, you know it has some pretty magical powers. Music helps us relax. It also helps us to get up and get our day going, then power through it, right? Did you know listening to music is a great way to reduce or cope with stress, to help manage your mood, to improve your mood when you're feeling sad, and can even help you deal with symptoms of depression. Not to get all sciencey on you, but this is a fact. Researchers have been looking into the why for years. When we listen to music, our brains get washed in natural feel-good chemicals and make us feel happier, more confident and relaxed. And music can also lower cortisol levels. That's the chemical that makes us feel all stressed out. Music can be just as beneficial at relieving anxiety as a 30-minute massage. Yeah, because while listening, your mind clears itself of all the what-if scenarios that nag at us. And lastly, music is also a great motivator. So if you don't have the energy to get off the couch this holiday season, crank the tunes. Yeah, listening to music is a great way to care for yourself. And because we care about you, we've enlisted the help of 2 music industry heavyweights. One is national recording artist celebrating the release of his debut record. The second is his father, who just happens to be a member of the best-selling boy band in history and is Atlanta's very own Backstreet Boy. Please join me in welcoming Bailey and Brian Littrell. Welcome, gentlemen, from quite possibly the coolest room in your house.
I don't know about that, but this is where all the business goes down. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, it's so great for you guys to come on with us, especially during the holiday season. And music is such an important thing especially talking to a musical family. Let me start with you, Brian, and then we'll go to Bailey. You know, how, and I know it's just a general question, how has music helped you in some of the toughest times in your life, whether it's your own music or someone else's music?
It just lifts your spirits. And in today's world, it's tough out there. You know, everybody's asking questions and trying to figure out what's going on and trying to be safe and social distance and do all these things to protect yourself and your loved ones. But at the same time, when you're stuck, what do you need? We need music. So music has just been the inspiration, like the soundtrack of my life. And we always go back to that. I mean, you always have to have music playing. I don't know. What you think, Bailey?
Oh my gosh. Importance of music is huge, and especially this year. I mean, with COVID and quarantine, you wouldn't believe how many people I know that would just listen to rap or would just listen to country or would just listen to pop. And now they know every song across the board.
Yeah.
And they know, I listen to Kev Mo, and everyone's like, who's Kev Mo? I'm like, he's it's like, do your homework. Like, do your homework. And so like when I listen to all these different things, like now I wouldn't unless it was for COVID, because you get outside of your head, you get outside of that box that you put yourself in. And, that's why music is so important.
What you got for us?
This is Boxes. Like cooking in a t-shirt, looking like risky business on a Sunday. Love hanging with me, baby, but you're cool with me going and doing my own thing. Love the way that you love my mama. Wonder less what you want, they want. Settle down, have a few. Riding out Brian, all kind of attitude. You check on my boxes, 1 to 22, you got it. Going down my list, I'll be sure what I want. Take me out the game, check please. Like baby, you were made for me. What else can I say? Yeah, girl, you flawless. You check on my boxes. Yeah. Ain't afraid to say what you mean. Just say it when you say it. Damn proud of my dad's name. Can't wait for the day that you take it. You're adventurous, crazy as hell. Look at the smile. Ain't hard to tell that you check on my boxes. 1 to 22, you got it. Going down my list, I'll be sure what I want. Take me out the game, check please. Like baby, you were made for me. What else can I say? Yeah, girl, you're flawless. You check all my boxes. Love the way that you love my mama. You like cooking in a t-shirt, looking like risky business on a Sunday. You check all my boxes, 1 to 22, you got it. Going down my list, I'll be sure what I want. Take me out the game, check please. Like baby, you were made for me. What else can I say? Yeah, girl, you're flawless. You check all my boxes.
Ooh. Hey, when I get to hang out with my son, I mean, he's only 7 years old. It kind of de-stresses me. And it looks like you guys are in just a very, I don't know, carefree place when you guys are together. And that's what I love about it. And that's really what kind of motivated me to go in that direction. And I love it about you guys. And you guys are about to sing something together, which I can't wait. What are you going to do?
Well, we might do a little ditty that
depends on who wants it that way, honestly.
Well, people watching might want to sing along if they know the words. We were going to do "I Want It That Way" if that's all right.
Oh, I'm 100% down for that.
I 100% want it that way. Oh, let me knock this out, get this set, and sing along if you want. Check it out. You are my fire, the one desire, believe when I say
I want it that way, but we are two worlds apart. I can't reach to your heart when you say I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Am I your fire, your one desire? Yes, I know that it's too late, but I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Now I can see that we're falling apart from the way that it used to be. Yeah, no matter the distance, I want you to know that deep down inside of me, you are my fire, the one desire you are. Hey. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way, 'cause I want it that way.
Oh, every time, Brian. You know, Brian, just a side note, for as many as Backstreet Boys shows as I've been to, when that song comes on and you start it like that, everybody instantly goes nuts. How cool is that to just feel from the other side?
It's man, it's hard to explain. You know, when the intro starts and you hear the guitar, it's such a blessing. I will say it's a blessing to have songs that have stood the test of time.
They're monumental.
Yeah, they're what?
Monumental.
Well, I mean, I guess you can say that. 20, 25 years old down the road. It's such a great feeling. And at any given moment, you can just turn the microphone around and the whole house will be singing. And that's a good feeling. I think, music creates memories. It lifts you up, like we're talking about how music has influenced our lives and everybody that it touches. And music touches the world and just, gives you a big hug in a time of need.
What's up, everybody? This is Bailey and Brian Littrell reminding Georgians and everyone else watching that social distancing doesn't mean isolation, and it's okay to ask for help.
So follow DBHDD on Facebook and visit dbhdd.georgia.gov to learn more about preventing substance misuse and how to take care of your mental health during troubled times. And guess what? Happy holidays.
An amazing performance. We hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And thanks to Charlize Johnson, Bailey Littrell, Brian Littrell, the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, and the State Opioid Response. These great folks and these amazing agencies are here working for all Georgians. Their efforts and contributions have saved countless lives here in Georgia. But as always, there's more to be done.
Greetings. I'm Rachel Holloman, Suicide Prevention Director for the Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities, here to share with you some warning signs and ways to prevent suicide during the holidays, as we know the holidays will look different for us this year with COVID-19. Some of the signs to look for are talking about wanting to die, great guilt or shame, feeling like a burden or being a burden to others. Other things are feeling empty, hopeless, trapped, having no reason to live. Maybe someone tells you that they're feeling extremely sad or more anxious or agitated than normal, or maybe they report unbearable emotional or physical pain. You also may witness a change in behavior, whether it's an increase in risky behaviors, withdrawing from friends or family, or maybe even researching ways to die. If you see any of these warning signs, please reach out and get help. You can call the Georgia Crisis and Access Line at 1-800-715-4225. And also you can call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255.
We, the people of Georgia, are greater. Greater than the opioid epidemic that's taking our loved ones and tearing families apart. And together with DBHDD's State Opioid Response Team and our network of partners, we're taking action by increasing access to prevention programs, by making it easier to get support, by reversing overdoses with life-saving naloxone, and by putting youth prevention programs first. From Atlanta to Augusta to Albany, there are many things you can do to fight stigma and stop the hurting, like learning to correctly handle pain medication, by safely disposing unused pills and acting quickly to stop an overdose. Together, we're working hard to solve this crisis, and with your help, we can overcome it. United, we are greater than the opioid epidemic, because united, we are Georgia. Learn how you can get involved right now at opioidresponse.info.
We want you to know it's all right not to be all right for the holidays, but as you've seen, there are people and local resources ready to help. We certainly hope the countdown gave you some ways to cope with all the added stress you might be feeling. Until next time.